Well, hello everyone. I'm Iriseni, and I'm here to talk about a non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, insulin resistance, and ceramides. First of all, we're going to talk about the definition of all this. First of all, the fatty liver. Fatty liver is a disease. Fatty liver disease, is a condition where there is an excess of fat building up in the liver or build up in the liver, which can lead to liver inflammation and further damage. As you see in this image, this in here explained that the fatty liver can lead up to fibrosis and cirrhosis. The non-alcoholic fatty liver is a specific kind of fatty liver where, as the name indicates, there is no non-alcohol related. So the will up just kind of happens naturally. Some explanation for it. Well, the next topic can explain it a little bit. Insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is a condition where the cells in our bodies can respond to insulin properly, so you can't use glucose from your blood, so its concentration grows. It's a condition notably present in obese people and elderly too, and is considered a precursor for many pathologies. Then we have the ceramides. Ceramides are lipids, but in this topic specifically, it's very important because it works as a biotic lipid intermediate, which because ceramides and their derivatives are structural membrane lipids, and its manipulation, and gene manipulation can reduce the potential damage to the liver in some pathologies, as we are going to see in some minutes. Now, some videos explaining what I just kinda touched a little bit.
Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease is more common if you are overweight, have diabetes, or have high levels of fats in the blood, like cholesterol or triglycerides. Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease can also run in families. Patients who have family members with fatty liver disease are at higher risk. Some people can develop non-alcoholic fatty liver disease even if they do not have any risk factors.
And another one.
NASH basically meaning that it's a non-alcoholic steatohepatitis. There's another term we typically call is NAFLD, which is basically the non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So it has two conditions. One is patient have simple fatty liver. The other, the one we talk about is NASH, is basically have the fatty liver and also had the inflammations in the liver, which means that the liver is already get injured because of the fat. The goal for the treatment, for the care, is to educate the patient what they can do and what they need to do when they are diagnosed with the fatty liver. We have more resources that we can use and involves the nutrition and other specialists in terms of the overall care. And I think the patient education probably will be more important in the care for people with fatty liver disease. Diet is a very big component in the fatty liver management. Typically in people who have a fatty liver, we recommended the low carb diet and try to lower the saturated fat, exercise regularly, and the goal is trying to lose weight. It has been studied that if people lose more than 7% of their baseline weight, the inflammation in their liver can significantly improve. The idea is to get a group of specialties to work on this condition and work with patient. So patient education is always a big part in the management for the fatty liver. So the nutrition part, such as the help the patient to regarding their diet and regarding how to achieve their goal for the weight loss, is important. So nutrition will be a big part for this team. The other thing is for the internist, usually that they are the physician who's managing the patient's diabetes, high blood pressure, or high cholesterol. So those are very important for the patients with a fatty liver as well. As a hepatologist, our goal is more to coordinate, and the other thing, more specifically, is to probably use the medications that specifically targeting on the liver and try to make the liver better. And the surgeons usually it will play a role in this team as well, is because when people have the obesity that cannot be controlled with either diet or the exercise, then the bariatric surgery probably have a role in this situation to improve their fatty liver.
Well, now with that, we're going to talk about the applications in medicine of the topic in question. Now, studies have found that the manipulation of ceramides in the form of dihydroceramide, the saturase 1, can help in the conditions mentioned. Now, textually citing an inducible whole body deletion of DEX1, that's how the gene that produces these ceramides is called, in both lean and obese mice, altered energy balance, reduced body weight and adiposity, and brought about the attendant metabolic benefits, decreased hepatic steatosis, and increased insulin sensitivity and glucose tolerance. And that's the paper this was taken from. Now, what I just talk about is about this graphic right here, where if the gene that produced this molecule over here is deleted, the ceramides it cannot be produced, so the damage in the mitochondrial damage in general will be less, even if the hydroceramides increase. We have another video talking about ceramides.
Ceramides are a natural part of every cell. They're one of the many types of fat or lipid that we have in all of our cells. And we need ceramide, but the problem in our society is that we have too much of it. But what we determined was that as ceramide overaccumulates in the muscle cell of the person gaining weight, it starts to pull these mitochondria apart. And what was once a nice connected network is now individual, distinct little mitochondria. And that's important because those mitochondria don't work as well. So metabolic rate has been reduced in the muscle from these obese individuals.
So because we know ceramide is a source of metabolic problems such as insulin resistance, if we could find a way to prevent your body from accumulating ceramide, we could maybe in turn ameliorate or solve some of those problems.
In these animals that were experiencing this sort of metabolic stress, we were giving them high-fat, high-sugar diet, and that's this perfect storm of weight gain. When we inhibited ceramide, even though they were getting that same diet, that same high-fat, high-sugar diet, we found that the mitochondria stayed big, they stayed connected. And as a result, they were resistant to obesity, we couldn't get them fat, and we couldn't make them diabetic. In humans, perhaps this suggests that there is room to discover novel therapies where we can inhibit the production of ceramide so that a muscle cell won't overaccumulate ceramide and in the process maintain healthy metabolic function. But independent of discovering a new drug is perhaps just stressing again, not surprisingly, the importance of lifestyle, where we found in our studies that a high-fat, high-sugar diet resulted in ceramide accumulation or overaccumulation in the muscle. Also, exercise has been found to reduce ceramide levels. So, as much as people don't want to hear it, maybe a drug will come out someday that will prevent ceramide accumulation in humans. But importantly, even now, diet and exercise are known to be regulators.
Well, now, how about a little bit of pros and cons? Now, there are just the basic in here, but what are the pros in here? That the research of the ceramide manipulation is a possible new treatment for all kinds of obesity-related pathologies, as the video that we just see explained, included the mentioned fatty liver with insulin resistance. Now, the cons are that many other studies have shown that there is little to no connection between their insulin resistance and the ceramide. So, other methods may be more efficient for treat these kind of problems and don't need so much research maybe. About the issue in Ecuador, the fatty liver in general is a massive and growing issue around the globe. In Ecuador, many studies have found a high number of cases, and we're talking about thousands of new cases per year. Even at the university in the USACG, I don't know, there is a study that showed that the non-alcoholic fatty liver prevalence was about 37%. And here it is. Now, to end this, in conclusion, the fatty liver, alcohol or non-alcohol related,
Okay,
and with insulin resistant relation, I'm
Third
sorry,
topic that you have. So please.
I'm sorry for that, okay, but I need to finish this quickly. Alcohol, and with insulin resistant relation, is now a common pathology in the medium, but the new researchers keep introducing new ways to fight back, and the manipulation of ceramide may be one of these ways. So more data is needed for the professionals to be able to treat the pathology the best way possible.